dialed in RC, where I'm the RC guru. Oftentimes we are at a racetrack or we're at a location or a major event somewhere, but today we're going to give some tech tips as here this Nitro RC car. I was out at the local racetrack and I hit a puddle of water coming out of one of the turns, which resulted in me shearing off this side of the vehicle. So here's all the parts that broke off of the vehicle. Right here in the front of the vehicle, we've got the steering knuckle arm that we're going to replace. We've got the entire CV, constant velocity drive shaft, that was snapped inside with the yoke as well, and we've got what is the remainder of the upper A-arm. So we're going to replace that. One of the things that we are going to be mindful of while we're replacing that is that if you have a knuckle arm that is broken on one side, and if you purchase a replacement knuckle arm, you want to be certain that the degrees of caster are the same. This one here is 1 degree negative caster, and this here is 0 degree caster. I'm going to replace the 1 degree negative with a 0 degree caster. And I'm also going to just go ahead and replace entirely the two new CV constant velocity drive shafts. And when I'm doing this as well, in the end I'll have my camber and caster gauge so that I can measure it up and make sure that both sides, I have to do a front end alignment, what is called a front end alignment on your real vehicle after you get any ball joint work or axle work or bearing work done. And some of the parts that we're going to replace are 2 0 degree, so I have to take this -1 degree off on the other side, so you might as well just go ahead and do both sides of the car. So let's get started with the project. First thing I'm going to do is loosen up the plate on the top here, like so. I'm going to have to remove this entire front bulkhead, so I might as well go ahead and get it done. Also going to have to remove the shocks next. So I take my Allen key and I remove it like so. You don't want to be afraid to work on these vehicles because they're pretty simple, and all of them have a universal concept on their constructions and designs. So what you can do with one, you pretty much can do with all of them. So don't be too intimidated by that. I like to lay my screws out aside in the order and the manner in which I take them out. So when it's time to do the reassembly, I can just go right to them and know that these are the upper deck plate mounting screws. That's 2. 1 and 2. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the shocks from the mount. Take the nut off of the face of the shock here. Screw. Likewise to the passenger side shock as well. That relieves the tension on the lower A-arm. Because we're probably not going to have to take the total A-arm. So since we have these parts here and you see these are the broken pieces, I'm going to just take them and remove them from the front, put them to the side, just in case I have to go back to it and refer to it. And I'll go here to front screws that mount the bulkhead. Anti-sway bars. Allen key to break the bolt, and then get the extender so that I can just turn from the top more conveniently. That done, should be able to lift and pull, but let's break a few more of these bolts on the deck plate here. Just want to loosen those for the time being. If we don't have to take it all and disassemble all of it, that would be great. That would be a wonderful thing. So let's see if we can get this up. Okay, there it is. So we've gotten that out. Now we have the other portion of the broken upper A-arm. As you can see it right there, that's how she sheared off. Right there, just like that, sheared it right off. So now we've got the full replacement. And we'll just go ahead and slide that on. And we'll slide on spacers here. And while I have this off, I wanted to take some time to take out some of the slack in the front of here. As the A-arm wears on the axis of the hinge pin like that, you get slop and play in between there. As the car wears, you get a little bit of slack that takes up on that. So what I would like to do is to create more stability in the characteristics of the car. If you have that little vibration and you can move it with your hand, when this vehicle goes up to 60 miles an hour, that vibration becomes a major vibration, similar to that of the San Andreas fault, how it shifts and the vibrations and it ripples effects down. The same sort of thing happens here with your RC car. So it might seem little to you, but at 60 miles an hour, with the torques that the G-forces of the car going in the corner and things of that nature, you're going to want to shore up anything that may rattle or create a vibration. So I'm going to go ahead and add washer shim to that, just to take up a little bit of that slack, which will give me a more stable. Since I have it disassembled at this point in time, I might as well go ahead and deal with that issue while I have it all open. Alright, so I put a washer on there, and I will be mindful to that has been taking place, which will increase the handling of the vehicle tremendously. It'll give me more reliability. The car will react the same way every time without that vibration, that little play in there. So let's do this. I'm going to put this back in, but it's easier to put this back in once I disassemble the opposite side of the vehicle, which is here. I'm going to take and just remove this passenger side steering knuckle, because we're going to replace it, since it's a 1 degree, with a 0 degree. And that's a major thing. That is a major thing, because if you had 1 degree on this side and 0 degree on the other side, you'll never really be able to dial the vehicle in, and you'll just get frustrated on why is the vehicle acting great turning in one direction, but when I steer back in the other direction, it does not respond. It's unpredictable, and so we don't want any of that there. So we want to make certain that the both of them are identical. Right, we're going to disconnect the tie rod, the steering tie rod, from the steering knuckle. Just like that. Okay, so we detach that. Now we're getting down to the bare knuckles. Okay. Want to go inside at this point and remove the upper ball joint. This is a swivel ball joint. There's one swivel ball joint. That's the upper. and this is the lower. Okay. Okay. And there's the other one, the lower swivel ball joint. Now we have the entire steering knuckle assembly out with the constant velocity drive shaft. Okay. Back together.
I've been alone with you inside my mind, and in my
Okay.
dreams I've kissed your
That looks
lips
good.
1,000 times. I sometimes see you pass outside my door. Hello,
Alright.
is it me you're
Got that down.
looking for? I can see
Here.
it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. You're all I ever wanted, and my arms are open wide. 'Cause you know just what to say, and you know just what to do. And I
Alright.
want to tell you so. I love you. I long to see the sunlight in your hair and tell you time and time again how much I care. Sometimes I feel my heart will overflow. Hello, I've just got to let you know, 'cause I wonder where you are, and I
Right.
wonder what you do. Are you
So we're fastening down
being lonely,
the upper deck
or
plate,
is someone
which
loving
is
you?
usually
Tell
known
me
as
how
your
to
radio
win
tray
your
plate,
heart,
upper
for
deck
I
plate.
haven't got a clue.
By the way, this is a nitro
But let me
car, but
start by
everything
saying
that you can do on a nitro car in the way of assembly is the same thing that you would do with an electric, with a little bit of variation, but not much. Electric is similar to nitro, nitro is similar to electric. If you've done one, you can do the other. Okay, now you want to make sure that these knuckle arms, these steering knuckles are they're labeled to which side they go to. So this is the right side of the car and this is the left side of the car. So let's get the ball bearing in first, then the other ball bearing just presses right in, slide. Well, before you take and slide your drive shafts into the steering knuckle, I like to take some grease and lubricate the inside of the constant velocity drive shafts. So you want to get that lubricant in there liberally. Don't worry about what it looks like right now. One thing is that when you get a good lube on here like this, it'll prevent excessive or extreme early wear and tear. So now I press that through there. We've got the pin, which locks the axle, and then we grab our wheel hex nut, place it on, tighten it down, so, and that's what we have right there. That's that. Now we'll take it, slide it inside of the out drive hubs. Put a little bit of lubricant as well on the inner piece, the inner yoke of CV, constant velocity drive shafts. So, now we'll slide it inside the out drive hub, and now we're at the stage where we can begin to put the swivel ball back in. Start with the bottom.
Like rearranging merry-go-round the world, changing faces, all her places, like merry-go-round the world.
And just for an initial setting on this until we get our measurements together, usually drive the swivel ball all the way down, and then I'll work my way out as setting my camera by coming out from the bottom as opposed to having to adjust the both of them. I'll show you that at a later time, what I'm talking about there. Okay, next I want to take swivel set seating rub screws and put them in. Like that. Sure, I got them seated
mirror, we live in paradise, merry-go-round the world. Together we must make a change to better the world and caring, sharing, then merry-go around the world. Don't be dancing, love, no touching, then merry-go around the world. Together we must make a change to better the world for all mankind. Joining hands and working together for love and peace of mind. Happy go around, happy go around the world,
Grab my X-Acto knife and just open the hole up just a little bit like that. Just ream it just a little bit to get the screw started in the knuckle arm. And we run that up.
this moment on, you for me, dear, only T for two, dear. From this moment on, from this happy day, no more blue songs, only hoop-dee-doo songs. From this moment on, for you got the love that I need so much. You got the skin that I long to touch. You got the arms to hold me tight. You got the sweet lips to kiss me goodnight. From this moment on, you and I, babe, will be riding high, babe. Every care is gone. From this moment on. Sha-la-la-la-la-pa-pa.
So,
from this happy day, no more songs, only hoop-dee-doo songs. From this moment on, for you got the love that I need so much. You got the skin that I long to touch. You got the arms to hold me tight. You got the sweet lips to kiss me goodnight.
enjoy RC racing. Radio control is the way to go. Booyah!